Hilton brings you new ways to stay, with experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Tom is copying me. He's Meryl Streeping me. Do you know what Meryl Streeping is, Tom? That's this.
I won't be ignored?
No, that's this.
Oh, okay.
There was an article about how Meryl Streep...
There's a boiling rabbit or something, I think, somewhere in there, right?
No. There was an article about how Meryl Streep, when she acts, does the dramatic glasses move.
Get pulled off?
Glasses move. So here, with a dramatic glasses pull, I'm Don McDonald, talking real money with you, and over there in the far, far western reaches of the United States of America, the inimitable, that means unimitatable, Thomas Charles Cock II.
And I don't think anyone wants to imitate me. That's the good news for the rest of the world. I think you're okay. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, folks. Oh, people. Oh, great people of ours. We are going to talk about how you can maybe retire early today. The question is...
I can retire today? Is that what you're saying?
I was going to say, for some of us, we've gone way past early.
Good point.
As a matter of fact, I was thinking about this out walking the dog today. I was going, retiring early. Would I have ever wanted to retire early? And I thought back over my many decades of life. And I came to the realization that if I wasn't working, I'd be worthless. I don't want to retire. I don't even want to retire old, and I'm there. Right? What about you?
I have honestly, this already.
Yeah.
The worst day of the week in my household is Sundays because I don't have work. And that means I tell other people around the house what to do. They don't like that. No, get back to work.
I'm telling you, you and my wife are twins switched at birth.
That's so true.
When I'm not working, it's not me telling people what to do. It's my wife telling me what to do.
And then you get to look forward to me telling you what to do. I'm sorry. It's not.
Oh, thank God she's a lot prettier.
That's for sure.
Anyway, the reason we're talking about retiring early is because there was a recent article that Tom found, because I never go to this website. I never go there unless somebody prompts me, from CNBC, the headline of which is Early Retiree Shares 13 Stupid Simple Money Rules that helped him save $1 million. And, there's some good stuff here, Tom, but I want to kind of just go through them, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Thomas C. Cock.
Yes,
one by one.
Happy to.
Let's talk about, because we said 13, so we at least have to give them the headline of the rule. And his number one rule.
Well, you're going to give him credit first? Who wrote the article?
Who's the dude? Yeah, that's important.
And this is probably the reason I like the article.
It's Stephen on Speed. Steve on Speed.
Steve Adcock is his name.
That's probably, so if you just add to your name, you're an Adcock.
Probably the reason I like him. So anyway.
But his Twitter handle is at Steve on Speed.
I see that. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, that's probably how he was able to do so much in his young years. He was just always on drugs.
And he retired.
No, I'm kidding, Steve-O.
That's not funny. He retired at 35. His wife was 33. They had saved about $1 million. Okay, here are his stupid, simple money rules.
Can I come back for a second, though? They saved about $1 million.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Well, you've got to have a very frugal lifestyle going forward to retire on $1 million or less.
Okay, we're not getting into that today. That's retirement income. Today, it's the stupid
All right. Stupid
Simple
pet
money
tricks.
rules.
All right. All right.
Number one, he says, I ignored the follow your passion advice.
Wait. He ignored it?
That's what he says. He said he did that. He actually, he loved photography, but he realized if I do photography, I'm only going to make this much. I could be a software engineer and make a whole lot more. So he decided to take the higher paying job. Wow.
It's actually really
I have guys
good.
I know that are passionate like I am about soccer who decided to do soccer and they don't make any money.
Yeah. No. But the funny thing is I've always been passionate about performing. And so I found a way to make decent money and perform thanks to the wonderful world of broadcast and podcast. So
that's true.
You can have both. It's just not normal. And as a
It's
matter
harder.
of fact, if I was following my true passion, which was my brother's passion, which was performing on stage or in film or television, unless you get really famous. I mean, there were times when my brother was, he was living on fumes.
Yeah, I mean, you
From year to year.
either have money or you don't. It's tough. I concur. Number two,
so I like that one. I like number one.
Not a huge fan. I'm big fan of number two. I learned from millionaires. What did he learn from millionaires? Here's what he learned. Okay, first of all, he knew someone who a few years older drove a 6-year-old Honda Accord. I love that because I drive a almost 10-year-old Honda Pilot. I think that's smart. He had a cheap Casio watch. Of course, I don't even wear a watch and did not wear designer clothes. Goes without saying, I don't wear designer clothes.
Oh, excuse me. Got you beat.
That's true. In that area, you pretty much taken over. He was also the first person to the office. I kind of like that one. Never got wrapped up in office politics. Loved that one. And volunteered for more responsibility. So he made the money by investing and controlling his spending. Hey, that's pretty good.
He repeats that volunteered for more responsibility theme later in the piece. So he's recycling one of the rules. So number two, it becomes recycled later on. But I do like it. I mean, there's stuff there that's very valuable. But, when you read the first sentence, the title, I learned from millionaires, you think like I learned from millionaires to trade or buy businesses. Or it was he learned from mass affluent.
Millionaires next door.
Not the millionaires next door kind of thing. Not the super ultra rich who
not
do
the Mark
have yachts.
Cuban, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Number three, which would have been a problem in my life. He cut losers from his life. Now, I wouldn't have any friends if they all cut losers from their life. I'd be very lonely. He says he upgraded his life by upgrading his friends. I don't really like that. It's kind of it's a weird money rule. I mean, really.
Here's what I did the whole darn time. I just didn't have any.
Oh, now you're going to make us
feel
feel
if you
bad.
Didn't have any, or if you had friends that were like 3,000 miles away, you can't go out drinking with them and waste money.
That was part of it. Is he didn't go out to the bars with them. All right.
And guess what? That one gets recycled later.
Yeah, he mentions that quite a bit. Number four, I exploited my 9 to 5. I invested in my employer-sponsored 401k, got the company match of 4%, free money that my employer contributed on my behalf. Also did the health savings account, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah,
that one,
those are good.
Come on, those one are good. We love.
We see people every day that don't do it. Single. You're 30 years old. I can't afford it. Yeah, you can. You got to.
You can't afford to take free money?
Well, you got it. What if it's only a match if you put in the money up to that match?
Okay, let's use an interesting analogy. Let's say you are walking down the street and somebody says, "Hey, I have a $10 bill that I will give you for a $5 bill."
I'm always waiting for that offer.
Well, but what you have to do, you have to have $5 to give them.
Yep.
But now they're going to give you 10, so you now have $10.
But so we know people
your employer
don't do
says you got to put away $5 and we'll give you $10.
It's still like a third of the country that does not do that. So you can say whatever you like. Number 5, I think is dumb. I switched companies 5 times in 14 years.
I don't get that.
Well, I guess because, I worked for Tom and Don and then I found somebody else who paid me $10,000 more a year. I went to work for them instead.
Oh, is that what he means? All right, I got to go. I'm sure there's somebody somewhere who's going to pay me more to do this podcast.
I wouldn't count on that, by the way.
You're right.
Keep going what you got.
Okay.
Number 6, I automated everything. I absolutely love this. Yeah, automatic deductions for 401k and Roth IRAs.
Excuse me?
Automated bank transfers to contribute money to his brokerage account, so post-tax automated.
Yeah.
And
it says
then
auto bill. Do you do this?
Yeah, of course I do. For electric and water.
You don't pay like old paper bills?
No.
Honest to goodness, I imagine you still sitting down at the dining room table with a stack
Saturday
of bills
morning,
and going,
write some checks.
I gotta pay the bills. No, you actually automated them.
Yes, I
You
did.
the Luddite. I'm proud of you.
I know. Thank you. I move up to Cro-Magnon or something from Luddite, remember?
Yeah, no,
You gave me full credit.
You're full Homo sapiens sapiens now.
Look at the forehead. You can always tell. Number 7, I ignored the haters. I don't get that. People criticize you for spending money differently. First of all, I never had anybody who've done that in my life who said, "Hey, why are you doing that? Why are you drinking fancy wine when you could be drinking the cheap stuff?" No, I've never had anybody tell me that.
Apparently, he had some stupid friends.
Yeah, that's why he changed
having
friends.
no friends is the way to avoid that.
He cut the losers from his life. Number 8, I ignored the Joneses. I love this. Just because your neighbors bought a brand new car, boat, or house doesn't mean you need to. Stay focused on your own goals. That's absolutely terrific. Ding, 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 ding. You get 110 for that one, don't you think?
Now,
it makes sense.
Let me ask you about the reality of that situation. Yeah. I know some people do it, but you hear it a lot. But have you ever felt that? Have you ever said, "Oh, look, my neighbors just bought a boat. I need a boat. Oh, look, my neighbors actually put their pool in the ground." As opposed to on the ground.
On the ground. So we have a neighbor actually who is putting a pool in the ground, which
are you jealous?
Still find no, not in one. Yeah. No, because even above ground pools are a lot of trouble. More trouble, I think, than they're worth here in the Seattle area. That aside, yeah, I felt that way in my life. Jealous about what others have had. Sure, I don't so much anymore. I think it's
maybe
getting old
that's a
thing.
Wisdom thing.
Yeah, I think when I was 35 and I saw he does that, why does he get to do that and I don't? I felt that way. Sure.
Yeah,
I don't feel that way anymore.
All right, what's number 9?
Number 9, I prioritized open communication.
Oh, we like this.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
It means talk to your spouse or significant other about money, so that you don't have any surprises. That's fine. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
number 10, I prioritized my health.
I guess I should pay attention to that one.
2007, he says he was out of shape and unhealthy. Decided to change that by eating better and exercising regularly. At least I get two of those right, or one of them right. Anyway, lost 70 pounds, got in the best shape of his life. He's 41 now, training daily. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't know how big a money thing that is. I guess it could be because you save money on healthcare eventually, I suppose.
Wow, he spent $10,000 building a dedicated home gym.
I don't think our gym costs anything near that much. Number 11, this one's very good. He claims Americans have almost $1 trillion in credit card debt.
Oh, I'm sure that's right.
That's just
I'm sure that's
crazy.
Right.
And because he says he avoided it.
How could Visa, MasterCard, American Express discover all of those, make the money they make without $1 trillion out there being owed to them?
You're right. But it feels crazy. He says he never paid a single dollar in credit card interest, and he owes much of that to his dad. That's great. That's a big one, actually. Staying out of bad debt. I do still think that if you have a mortgage or a home line of credit that's under or around 5%, that's okay. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you should run off and pay that off right away. I just met with someone who's
he doesn't really mention that, though.
No,
he mentions mainly credit card debt.
Yeah. And we've talked about this. I use my credit card to pay it off.
I do that now.
Yeah.
There was a time in my life. There was a time in your life. I know for a fact there was a time in both of our lives when we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It was
couldn't, or we just
didn't? We chose not to because we led a lifestyle on one paycheck and then suffered the loss of that paycheck and had to figure out some way to continue making those payments.
Good point. Number 12, I always said yes.
This is the repeat.
I think it's kind of silly. I remember calling the meeting, nervous.
Yeah. He always took the next job that they got offered, and I've got to give him a little credit for it. A little bit. I want to disagree with you slightly. This is one of those things that makes you incredibly valuable to your employer. And this is something that's probably a good thing to do if you're at all worried about recessions, is you endear yourself to your employer. You're the person who says, sure, I'll take that I'll take that extra job on if there's a little extra money attached, even if it's not what you want. You want to be valuable to your company so you don't get laid off in a recession. I get that point.
Which you may be facing. I mean, I still think the labor thing's about to go through a major 180
I'm too
degree
old.
turn.
If somebody lays me off this time, I'm
That's
done.
that. Okay. Yeah, I got 2 sibs in that situation.
And then 13. Oh, fine.
Come
13.
on.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, I stopped.
Go ahead.
Going
Tell him
to
what 13 is.
Stop going to the bar, he says. Used to go out drinking with his pals. As you said, he quit doing that. And that saved him a lot of money. Yeah, I guess so.
Don't hang out with drunk friends.
But
that's the moral
that's
of
kind
the
of
story.
a 30s. You know, how many people in our age group are really going out with their pals getting all boozed up? Not very many.
I haven't done that in so long.
No,
I
that's
can't
not
even
entirely
remember.
true because we had a couple of pops before the soccer game.
Yeah, but not as a regular thing.
No,
it was
but
a special occasion.
Yeah, no,
we went to
okay.
the
Yeah,
bar.
that's true.
Yeah, I've
That's
gone to
true.
bars once in a while, but not regularly. But
Not
the other thing
Friday
that bothers me
afternoon.
about this is that it almost goes to that adage about somehow depriving yourself is going to make you wealthier. You know, not having that Starbucks latte when you want it. There's this other thing about living. I mean, nice to retire
but
early,
do you
but
really
isn't
need-
it nice to just live?
Do you really
Sometimes.
need to spend $4, $5, whatever it is today on a cup of coffee? I don't think so. I'm against you on that one.
I do, though, sometimes. There are times when I like going.
At times.
At
There are
times. I'm
people
not
that
talking about every day.
There's people that do it every day.
No,
They live right here in
habitual.
this household.
Well, I have a Nespresso machine.
Yeah, she does too. But I think there's still a lot of trips to the place because it's 3 blocks away and it's easier.
Then the Nespresso machine?
I believe so. Yeah.
Wait, do you have the Nespresso machine with the milk container
Yeah.
that snaps into the front?
Oh, God, yes. I have the fanciest,
What could
this has
be
nothing to do with
easier
me.
than that?
I don't know, my friend. I don't know.
You put the milk thing in. You put the coffee
This
pot
is
in.
not that kind of
you
YouTube video.
punch
Okay.
the button.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to the 3 that I favor.
All
Number
right.
1, automate.
Wow, that one surprises
No,
me.
I
Okay.
mean,
No.
it's
I agree.
more on the saving side than this
Okay.
because we know that if you just have the money taken out of whatever and go into savings, go into investing, all those things, the account all those things that are done automatically, you end up with more. Number 2, I still think exploiting the simple. I put this into the getting the 4% match, right? The easy 9 to 5 kind of things. You don't need to hit the hot stock. You don't need to speculate in some way that makes you a lot of money. And number 3, I do think this is big. I know you kind of poo-pooed it for you and I. Maybe we're too old to know them anymore, but ignoring the Joneses. Because they ignore us. So I mean, I think that's bigger than you believe, because I think people look and say, I want to live like that person. So how do I do that? I get a $30,000 credit line and go to it.
Okay.
And they spend it. I think that
All right,
happens more.
I'm going to give you
anyway,
that one.
all
I'm
right.
giving you that one.
Anyway,
All right.
those are, I think there's some great takeaways. I agree with you that at the beginning, and this is something you've said previously, so have I. We like our work. I have no intention of just sort of hanging it up because the dog came barking and said, time to go out. I'm not going to do it.
Somebody must be at the door downstairs because that's the only time she
That
goes
dog
insane.
is really going at it there. I got to tell you. So anyway, I think it's a good piece. Well worth reading. I wouldn't take all the advice, but there's some things there that are worthwhile.
Well, but here's what I am, because I've hated it all along. Just this concept of retiring early. Because it sounds like you're giving up your job to sit around and do nothing at all. Just sit there. You're going to die if you just sit there. You're going to wither away. You need to have that passion. And 90% of the time, I would probably even say, no, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to go down to 80 because of all the golfers. About 80% of the time, your passion although it may not make you the money you made while you were acquiring your retire early money, your passion will probably make you some money in retirement. So maybe it's not really retiring earlier. It's just giving yourself the ability to afford to do something different. I think that's a better way to put it, because retiring early sounds like you're just giving it up and kind of settling in until you die.
Two words for you if you're going to do that: HBO Max.
Was that really 2 words?
Okay. Let's see. World
One
Cup.
word. Netflix.
Premier League, because it's coming back in a week. Sit around, watch. There's a lot of Premier League games. You could watch a lot of games every week if you wanted.
Mine is I'm sneaking into voice acting and stuff. I'm really getting a lot. By the way, I got a spot read for Barcelona.
The soccer club?
The soccer club.
Wow.
What's it called?
FC Barcelona?
FC Barcelona.
Yes,
I actually got an audition for that.
Go! Like that kind of thing?
That. Okay. It was like that. Some new business venture or something. I don't know.
Congratulations.
Anyway, is there anything else you would like to add to our conversation about
I will again add,
this?
and this has been fun for me. I know I kind of complained about it a couple of times, but I've been loving the conversation I've had with many of you. And yes, I think I have 2 more scheduled for this Saturday. I'm still taking Saturday conversations. I know we talked about it and I kind of complained, but I like to. So if you need
kind of complained, you complained a lot.
Okay. So I kind of complained a lot. And so if you need help, then go get a meeting with us and you could talk to, you can't, but if you could, the people that I've talked to will tell you.
I thought I was the only one who was stumbling over words.
I know. I do this for a living. Did I mention that? So, I mean, the thing is, we do this with I help. Okay. Let me give you an example. I just helped someone who lives in the upper Midwest. He's never going to be a client. He's like 35 years old. He gave me his 401k. He gave me his wife's 401k, a couple other little problems to solve. I built the portfolios for him. I said, do this. And he went on his way. Cost him nothing. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, I don't do that all day because I've got clients to take care of.
But people are skeptical. They really
know.
are. And we want them to be skeptical, but the reality is we do actually do this.
We do.
I know it sounds wacky weird.
But
we're going to take our advisors or Tom or somebody's going to take a half hour, 20 minutes, 45 minutes of their time, and it's going to help you solve some financial problems that are probably overwhelming you or confusing you or concerning you with no cost. I know that sounds kind of wacky, but
if you want to be a client, you can be a client.
Of course, if you feel really bad and you think you need to pay us to give you the advice,
I see.
Please sign up.
I didn't mean it like that. Some people go through it and say, you know what? I'd rather have you handle it. Okay.
Well,
that happens.
Can you blame them?
No.
Can you blame them? Really, when you look at the state of the financial services industry in this country, you would think that everybody in the industry would be sitting around going, wait, maybe I'll try honesty. Maybe I'll get more clients. It might be slower. I might not get as rich quickly, but maybe I'll make decent money if I tell the truth.
Here's the reason that they don't. It takes longer to do the right. It takes longer to make a living doing the right thing.
Oh yeah, no, we know. We started Vestory when we started Vestory in 2009.
Yeah,
we could have done what a lot of these guys do and start selling indexed annuities right out of the gate, and we would have right out of the gate probably made within a year or two made more money than we make now.
Yep, true.
13 years later.
Ouch.
13 years. Damn, Tom, we're old.
Need a new job.
All right, everybody.
Another job. Ouch.
Here's what you do. You want to make an appointment with one of our people at Vestory by Appella, soon to be Appella. Just go to Vestory, soon to be AppellaWealth.com. Soon. It's still Vestory.com.
It is.
Go to Vestory.com. Vestory.com. And, let's see. Program note. Can I do a program note? Yeah.
Yeah. It's your program.
The radio show this weekend, which becomes the podcast next week, Monday and Tuesday, will be hosted by Mr. Thomas Charles Cock the 30th or something.
No, it's exciting. I've got a great expert talking about Social Security, which is always a hot topic. So
it is.
Tune in.
I will be flying up to New York for my brother's memorial, and then I'll be back on Monday in the studio to edit those up. And then we'll have some regular shows for regular podcasts for next week. The following week, the first full week of August, I will be spending time with my wife's family at the beach, taking vacation number 2, which I think sets a new world record for me.
It does for you.
2 vacations in a single summer.
That's why I say it makes me nervous. You might start liking these. I don't know.
No, you know what was funny is I called my daughter after she went with us to the cabin in Georgia, and I called her. We talked after we got back, and I said, "Oh, it feels so good to be back here. Oh,
I can't wait to get back to my
give
desk.
me back my studio. I love my studio.
Oh, that's funny.
I love my
I feel
microphones.
the same way.
I do. I love you guys. I love the Lit Reading podcast. I love doing it. I love doing voice work. I love it. By the way, if you need voice work, go to donmcdonald.com.
Are you just saying I love anything just to say I love anything?
No.
Right,
Because I found that vacations were more tedious than I imagined.
You said you slept a lot.
I did. I slept a lot.
Good for you.
I did. I got a lot of rest. And then, of course,
Good.
I got back to thinking about my brother's memorial service.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep because I got to do a
thing.
Kind of a eulogy
Yeah,
thing.
we'll all be thinking about you.
Mine will not be a normal eulogy. So, matter of
One
fact,
might imagine.
let me just add this. Actually, I can put it in the podcast.
No.
No, this you're going to love.
That's true. You
this.
could. That's
no,
true.
You saw it.
Well, I've already heard
it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's great.
I can
you could do
probably
that.
just to download this. I know I can, and put it in the podcast right just any second now. I'm going to put it in this is in memory of my brother. This is my brother, the voice of my brother in this very famous commercial.
When I love something, I sing about it. Well, I love the Triple Treat Box. And the one and the hey there pizzas. I'd love to taste your toppings. You keep me warm when the temperature is dropping. Is that a cookie? I didn't see that coming. And look, there's some breadsticks too. Is it warm in here? Hey, and who doesn't they'd add a way to play? Say, seems that each and every hour of the day, they are gonna give an Xbox One S away. Son of a hut lover, I'm melting again, aren't I?
Great commercial.
I just love that commercial. I absolutely adore that.
Hilarious.
There was another one where he melted into a puddle on the floor, and it was just his mouth moving in the puddle, going, "I melted." Because what am I doing next to a pizza oven? Right,
Melting.
a snowman. Get it? Okay. So anyway, that was
All
my
right.
brother in one of his many roles. He was Les Mis on Broadway. He was in Les Mis on Broadway. He was in
Many
Mamma
things.
Mia, Memphis, Sideshow.
Oh, great
Kinky
shows.
Boots. Off Broadway, he did Man of La Mancha, Annie Get Your Gun. You know, this guy was a tremendous actor. Look him up online, David McDonald. He was very, very good. Thank you all for being a part of our podcast/videocast. And we're going to go away now because we got to do some more thinking about so that we can talk about real money.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future, so past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Apella Capital, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. Are we done now?